Dear friends, this video is to introduce my new book launched a few weeks ago, and that is Classical Electromagnetism at UG level. And here is the book. Here is the book. You can see Classical Electromagnetism written by me. And here the logo of the publisher Bharati Bhawan is the same publisher who had published my concepts of physics in 1992. So this is my latest book. Now this particular book is meant for BSc students, undergraduate students, UG students, and plus the students who are preparing for NET examination or GATE examination, or maybe UPSC with physics as a subject, or students who are preparing for interviews for assistant professor and like that. So for those people, this will be useful. The level is such that you do need a good amount of mathematics, and especially I have used vector calculus, divergence curl, gradient, and del square, and those things. Then Dirac delta functions, and like that, spherical polar coordinates, cylindrical coordinates. So all that mathematics that is needed, that has been given in appendices. I do not want to obstruct the flow, beautiful flow of electromagnetism in the main chapters. So those mathematical details are given there. If you have not done those things in mathematics course, then there are appendices. There are 5 appendices. First is on line, surface, and volume integrations. Then the second appendix is on coordinate systems. Cartesian coordinates we are all familiar with, but then in Cartesian coordinates, how the surface element, how the volume element is constructed, so those things are there. And then the spherical polar coordinates similarly, and line element, surface element, volume element in spherical coordinates. Then differentiations of unit vectors in spherical coordinates, and similarly in cylindrical polar coordinates. So those things are there in Appendix 2. Appendix 3 is about Dirac delta function. So this is a beautiful function. It is infinity at one single point and zero everywhere else. But then this infinity is in a very special manner, so that you satisfy certain integral equations, integrations. So about that. Then the next appendix is on divergence, curl, and gradient, which is very extensively used. Entire Maxwell's theory of electromagnetism is in terms of these operators. And finally, the last one is fifth, and that is on derivation of Ampere's law from Biot-Savart law. This I have given as an appendix because it's not a basic tool; it is an application. But then it's a extensive algebra calculus is involved here, and therefore in the main flow it can be omitted. So these are the things. The book has 521 pages, total 521 pages, and then it is priced at rupees 815. So that's the basic price. Is costly. In fact, when I saw the book, I asked the publisher that is it not costly? But then because of all that economic conditions, the paper is very costly and this and that is how it is there. The book has beautiful line sketches, drawings, and the structure is, if I go by contents, you have total 25 chapters, and starts with in a traditional way though electrostatic first, Gauss's law, electric potential, those things, then conductors, electric fields, Poisson equation, Laplace equation, method of images. So this is one of my favorite chapters in this book. Method of images. If you have a charge and certain shapes of metallic conductors, then how do we calculate the electric fields there, then dielectrics, polarization, displacement field, linear dielectrics. So that much of electrostatics. These are 9 chapters. After that, we have electric currents, magnetic fields, magnetostatics, Biot-Savart law, Ampere's law. And then once again, another my very favorite chapter, relativistic transformations of E and B field. This is very interesting. In fact, the electric field and magnetic field, these have totally different properties. The magnetic field defined by Q V cross B, electric field defined by Q times E, right? Forces on charged particles are given by such expressions. Very different, very different. Magnetic field lines are always closed lines. Electric field lines are sometimes closed, sometimes not closed. So very different things. But then they are not different things at all. They are two faces of the same electromagnetic field. And therefore, if you just change the frame, you go from S1 to S2, and what was electric field here, pure electric field, it appears as an electric field plus magnetic field, and vice versa. So this transformation of electric field and magnetic field as you change frames, it's relativistic, and that is very interesting, and I really like this particular chapter. Then we have vector potential, magnetic vector potential, motional EMF, and then Faraday's law of induction. I wanted to separate them. Okay, the motional EMF, where you still have in EMF is equal to minus d phi dt, rate of change of flux, but then you don't need any new physics rule to describe that motional EMF. Whereas if you go for the electric field produced by changing magnetic field, that also gives E equal to minus d phi dt, but that needs a very different physics rule, which is Faraday's law. Therefore, motional EMF is separate from Faraday's law of induction, although both are described by E equal to minus d phi dt. So that distinction I want to make very clear, and therefore these are two different chapters. First motional EMF chapter, and then Faraday's law of induction. Then we have inductance and magnetic field energy, and then time varying electric field, that correction by Maxwell, and then electromagnetic waves. So this is where I'm talking of electric field, magnetic field, their propagation, but not the interaction between material so far. Now comes, after this 20 chapters, the last few chapters are there, and there we have materials. We are now bringing materials and electric field and magnetic field in the materials, or in presence of materials. So those chapters are magnetism in materials, bound currents, H vector, and then Maxwell's equations in material medium, and electromagnetic waves in material medium, and then electromagnetic waves, one case that is very familiar to us is light. So propagation of light in material medium, so that refractive index, reflection, refraction, all those things are there. So this is how this whole thing is organized, and I believe that this will be useful for people. So if you are in any of this class, UG, doing BSc Honors, or preparing for JAM or JEST, then okay, one more thing. This whole content which is here in this book, this is the one which I used to teach at IIT Kanpur in first year. At IIT Kanpur in first year, we have compulsory courses on physics, and one of the course is on this electromagnetism. And in that particular course is compulsory for all students entering IIT Kanpur after JEE, be it bioscience, bioengineering, be it core engineering departments, mechanical engineering and computer science engineering, or whatever, aerospace engineering, or chemistry, MSc in chemistry, MSc in economics. Everyone has to do these compulsory physics courses, and this particular course, which is known as numbered physics PHY 103, I had taught this course to BTech first year. BTech means all people who enter IIT Kanpur after JEE in whatever program. So this course I had taught several times during my 23 years of stay, and every time it was refined and refined and refined. I got new experiences which I used for delivery in classroom, many demonstration experiments, many more things. So that content of Physics 103 at IIT Kanpur, basically that is the base material, and based on that this book has been produced. So I hope you will find this book very, very useful. And the teachers who teach at this level, they are most welcome to write to me for specimen copy. I can forward that to the publisher, and finally, in fact, they have to send. So if you are teaching at this BSc honors level, you can write mail to me, and then you can do it. In the description of this YouTube video, I'll be putting this link where you can place the order online at Bharati Bhawan Sale outlet. Of course, it is available at Amazon, apart from your local booksellers. But Bharati Bhawan itself has a sale point where online orders can be placed, and that I'll be putting in this video also. I'll put a tagline, and then in the description I will give that. So thank you very much.